My home country doesn't feel like home. Technically speaking, I am an able-bodied, college-educated, straight, white, Anglophone female in her mid-20s from the United States. Despite this being who I am, this is far from my identity. I've always been an active monkey, needing to explore my surroundings. This started with running around the house, then the backyard, then biking around my neighborhood. When I was 8, curiosity moved me to decide that I'd travel to England when the opportunity arose. Growing up in West Central Wisconsin, England wasn't my surroundings, but being an avid reader, the books I absorbed knowledge from about the Titanic and its passengers were. This curiosity of the world only grew stronger. At age 12, I decided I would travel the world. A tall order, I know, but I'm always willing to work hard to achieve my goals. Then, by 16, I wanted to call another part of the world home. This was when I first consciously realized the US couldn't be my permanent home, and I needed to find my way. 4 years later, this journey began, and I studied abroad in New Zealand. My time abroad proved to be everything I expected and more. New Zealand taught me to follow my passions, gave me a greater appreciation for the environment, and illustrated the difficulties of being away from family. Despite this difficulty in being close to my family, I don't rely on them for my identity. However, growing up, they certainly influenced my identity. For example, reading has been a part of my life for as long as I can remember. My family has always supported my desire for knowledge, and they provided me the independence to explore and make decisions. As such, I am an overachiever who loves learning languages. I formally studied Spanish and French. Then, because my brain needs to operate in multiple languages to feel vibrant and alive, in addition, I studied German, Russian, and Korean. I believe in being kind and respectful towards others, without a religious doctrine instructing me. I strongly believe in protecting the environment through sustainable choices and living a crunchy granola life, encouraged by my travels in New Zealand, South Korea, and Indonesia. These beliefs and more keep the US from feeling like home. I can't feel at home somewhere that doesn't prioritize education and the environment, has loose gun laws, marginalizes minorities through systemic racism, preaches monolingualism, vehemently opposes universal healthcare, and uses religion to justify sexual misconduct toward minors. This cannot be my home. Living in a place that doesn't feel like home is derailing, though. I look the part, but I constantly feel confined and out of place, like nothing works as I expect it to. I observe others for cultural cues. Otherwise, I question whether my mannerisms and behaviors are culturally appropriate. Sometimes there's no one to observe, though, and I'm left conflicted. For instance, I should feel safe at home, but the media says I should be scared. The neighborhoods aren't walkable because the cities sprawl out, not up, yet buses are mostly empty. And the price listed isn't the total because taxes and tip aren't included. These are surreal and unfathomable, but shouldn't these make sense if I'm at home? In my quest for home and knowledge, my travels granted me first-hand experiences about the history, how the host culture differs, and the similarities we have as humans. As a result, in New Zealand, I learned the haka and to play rugby with locals. In Australia, I marveled at the serene world which exists underwater while swimming behind a sea turtle. In South Korea, I embraced my body via spa culture and simultaneously grappled with saving face while falling in love with teaching. In Japan, I felt ashamed at being American because of the destruction and minimal remains left after my home country dropped an atomic bomb above a civilian hospital in Hiroshima. These experiences extend as I ate my way through the cuisines of Mongolia, Sri Lanka, Taiwan, Indonesia, Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, Hong Kong, Macau, China, and Russia. To quote the Indian novelist Anita Desai, wherever you go becomes a part of you somehow. Every place I've stepped foot has contributed to my identity, to such an extent that while traveling, when someone asks me if I'm American, I nod half-heartedly and reply, I'm from the US. My identity as a student of the world and not an able-bodied, straight, white, Anglophone female in her mid-20s causes alienation and has me feeling out of place at home.